Are we rolling? All right. So we got another guest on the Six Pack Podcast. Sessions is here.
What up, what up, what up?
Okay, man. You said your name is Carlos.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, do you run with like Sessions just in the crowd with your gang, or do they still call you Carlos?
So recently, bro, yeah, the homies have started calling me Session, and I actually get on to one of my homies that still uses my government name. I'm like, bro, quit using it.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. No, I'm for real. Like that's why I asked, because I was like, you introduced yourself as Carlos. I was like, well, do I call him Session or do I call him Carlos?
Yeah, so I'm actually just like trying to get into the habit of introducing myself to people as Session.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I don't really know how people will take it. You know, they're just like, okay, this guy probably thinks too full of himself or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
but
I'm nobody, and I've been out on multiple occasions now. Hey, you're Gorilla Rob. I was like, that's my Instagram name, bro. Like,
yeah,
I do like gorillas, and that's why I picked the name and spelled it weird. But it's just so weird when someone says that to me. Like, hey, what's up, Gorilla Rob? Like, if I was a rapper or something, then maybe.
Yeah. I'm
not anybody.
I think it would be cool if I started getting addressed as Session. I think it would be dope.
So where did Session come from?
So it originated from when I first moved out to Fort Worth. I spent a lot of time just kind of like doing music, making beats, come home from work. I'd have either smoking session, music session, recording session. So like it was just all these sessions, and I was just like, man, it'd be really dope to just have that as like my name.
Yeah.
But I didn't really want to spell it how you normally spell session, so I kind of borrowed it from this coworker I had. His last name was Session, and it was spelled how like I spell it. And I was just trying to be different, but it just kind of came from just having sessions with my friends, whether we were smoking, recording music, making music. So that kind of just like encapsulates like the whole like meaning behind it.
Yeah, that's cool. That was one thing I was like, man, where do you get that spelling from? Because when I read it, I was like, that's a Session.
Yeah.
But I mean, and for branding for sure. And I like that. What is it? The acid washed hoodie you had. The yellow one, the mustard one with the French fries on it.
Dude, yeah. So I made that myself. So I ordered just a yellow hoodie, and I was like, what can I do to like make it different, like make it stand out? So I bleached it. I did the whole like bleach dye, did the rubber bands and all that, bleach dyed it, and then it just stayed like that for the longest time. So it was just like a bleach dyed hoodie that I really liked, but I was trying to come up with like a design that I really liked that I could put on here, because like this one just has like my logo across the chest, and I actually made this sweater too. Did the same bleach dye, and but I wanted to do something different. I was like, what can stand out? So I have a Cricut, and I make all my own merch.
Oh yeah.
So I just did the big S, fucking ironed it on there, and then I was like,
did you design the S? This the whole Session?
No, I didn't. I actually reached out to one of my homies, Miguel. Shout out to Miguel. He's the one that designed it. I met him back when I worked at Home Depot in Denton, and he was just like super, super good with like the artwork. And I reached out to him. I was like, hey, bro, like, I want a logo for like my brand. Like, this is kind of what I'm aiming for. And dude, he just like knocked it out the park like first go around.
Yeah. He
sent me some drafts, and I ended up picking out this one, because what I was trying to go for was like the baseball font. You know what I'm saying? Like
Rollins.
Rollins or like the Dodgers. Or just like that, like cursive, right?
Yeah.
I grew up playing baseball, so like that's kind of like how I try to brand myself, is like something that that's just a part of me, right? So he nailed it like on the first go around, and I was like, bro, this is dope. So I just kind of ran with it, and it just stuck, bro.
That's cool. I always wonder how like, not really, like, I know how Dank got his name, and Joe, I know how Joe got his name, but like a name like that, it's like, okay, I just wanted to know meaning and purpose. Turn that fan down. All right, so let's get into a beer. This is a seasonal beer from Rar & Sons. It's called Angry Santa Spiced London Ale. It's at 8%.
It's a mouthful right there.
And it's Santa Claus taking a shit in your chimney.
Smoking a cigar?
That's what it looks like. Reading the paper.
Or a doobie or whatever you want to
whatever you want it to be. Cheers, man. This is the first
Cheers,
one on.
Bro.
This is the first one on camera.
I know, right? Appreciate you having me, bro.
Okay, put it on low.
There's another.
Huh? Yeah, there is. Figure it out.
I like that.
It's not bad. I had it. So I am a dark beer guy in the winter.
Oh, is that what this is?
This is going to be a little bit darker.
I was gonna say it tastes like
Because
coffee.
Yeah. To me, it tastes like a gingerbread cookie in liquid form.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at the Christmas shopping at the liquor store, of course, and the raw girl was like, oh, what was her name? I don't remember. But she's like, hey, you want to try this? And I was like, I don't know. That's an ale. It's going to be dark. She's like, yeah, but it's not that high in ABV. And I was like, what is it? She's like, 8. I'm like, you know how hard it is to find someone to drink 2 of these with me? And she's like, well, you can have 1 a night for 4 nights of Christmas. And I was like, no, I'll find someone to drink it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really too picky on the beers, man. Shoot, when I first turned 21, I was all about like the craft beers and like trying different shit out. I was heavy.
Oh, dude, how old are you?
27.
Oh, bro. Oh, I'm 32, so.
Yeah. So, I was like drinking all these IPAs and shit.
Yeah,
and
that's all I drink.
I would drink the stouts and the ales, and I was just trying everything, bro.
Yeah.
Just seeing what I like, but also at the same time, I was looking for like what would get me messed up the quickest. And, like, you know, even if it was like hard to kind of like drink, I was like, you know what, this is 14%. I'm gonna just.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
we were at me and Dank and Chad from the Funky Panther. We went up to go see Joe do his set at Bearded Lady.
Yeah.
And Dank was going through all the beers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he got like a Belgian quad. And
The fuck is
like it's like it Belgian quads are really good in the winter, but they're not like a beer you're gonna just like. It's a sipper for sure.
Yeah.
And they're usually in that 13 to 14% range.
Right.
But you get like oak notes, chocolate notes, raisins.
Oh shit.
And it's real heavy on the tongue and the palate.
Yeah.
Like if you eat like fancy cheeses and stuff with wine,
Also, like,
you could do that with a Belgian quad. And they got it. He took a sip. He goes, "Oh man, I shouldn't have got this." He goes, "This tastes like old white man."
Oh hell.
When he said that, I couldn't stop laughing. Dank says some of the most outrageous stuff sometimes.
Bro, Dank is probably one of the funniest people I know.
For sure.
That fool's hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dank817, man.
Yes. And I just couldn't. When he said, I was like, I almost died. I was like, okay. Yeah, he said that. He said that out loud. But yeah, there's a Belgian quad you can get here, but it's made in Canada, and it's the end of the world in French, which is La fin du monde. And 2 of those, it's lights out.
Really?
Like, yeah, I ain't trying to do nothing else. Like,
those can be like super heavy though, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you can feel like a little bloated afterwards, right?
yes.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing I really don't like about beer. Me personally, if I drink too many, I'll start to feel uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
as of late, I switched just to liquor.
We tried to do a podcast with liquor one time.
Oh,
We did vodka.
Yep.
Vodka and soda water.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably had like 3 tall glasses with double shots in them. So
Bro.
it's like 6 shots of vodka.
Whenever like you can't taste it, is like the most dangerous.
Yeah, and then I left and went and had some more.
No, yeah.
It was the worst night ever, dude. Oh.
Yeah, man, it sneaks up on you because like it tastes good, and you're like shit, and then you start to drink it fast, and you're like, give me another and another, and you just.
It's like you're drinking Sprite.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been drinking more vodka lately because I used to be heavy on the tequila.
Yeah.
But I ruined that for myself like a few months ago. You know, I had too much, so like I'm still kind of like traumatized from it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, me and my girl will usually just get a bottle, and we'll just shoot that bitch down, dude. Like we won't make cocktails or anything. We'll just pour our shots, take the shots, little bit of time go. We'll be like, you ready for another one? Yeah. Boom. Take another one, and like we'll go through a bottle easy.
Oh yeah. No, that's like me and my cousin. But like like I got my taste for alcohol for like hard liquor from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I can drink Kentucky Deluxe. I can drink McCormick. I can drink Skull vodka, Skull SK, whatever it is. The cheapest stuff, not the Dan Aykroyd Crystal Head one, like the plastic bottles.
Yeah, I was gonna say all those come in plastic bottles.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, hey, you got some orange juice? No. My cousin mixed pickle juice and vodka one time because he ran out of everything to mix it with. He goes, it wasn't bad.
Shit. Help with the cramping. Right?
All right, man. So what do you got? I mean, you dropped the project. Built on Dreams or built
by Dreams.
Built by Dreams. Yeah. That was November 18th that dropped, right?
Yeah. So what, like literally a month ago?
Yeah.
Month and a week. But yeah, quick little 5-track. That's the only thing I dropped this year, actually. Now that I think about it. But yeah, quick little 5 tracks, pretty easy listen. I think it's like a total of like 15 minutes or whatever. I try to keep it like short with my tracks and stuff like that because I don't know, I guess it really depends on the song.
Yeah.
But I like to keep it short just because what I've noticed is like people's attention spans sometimes like lately with music, if the song's too long, they'll just be like, next.
Even if the project's too long.
Yeah.
Because my buddy Kai, he did 7 songs, he did 8 and 3 were skits.
Mm-hmm.
So he had skits on it, and he tied it. He told a story with it.
Right.
So, but at the same time, it's like okay, and it's not like too much to take in. Mm-hmm. Like the game he released his album was like 30 something songs.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's too much content to take in. You could have released 3 albums.
I know, right? That's what I was about to say. Is like whenever Lil Wayne dropped that. I don't want to say it's his most recent one, but he dropped a long project. It was like 23, 25 songs, and I was like, shit, man. I found myself kind of just like skipping through all of them and trying to like listen to all of them. It's hard. I just didn't make it, you know? Yeah. It was hard to choose like a favorite song or like tracks that I really like because it was like a mission just to try to get through the album itself. So I like to release shorter projects. So like anywhere between like 5 and 7 tracks. Yeah. The only time I've released like full albums is when I do my production for my duo 808 Saints. So we have 2 albums out, but those aren't even that long either. It's like 10 tracks.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, the difference between like EP and LP and all that shit is just like there's like a number of tracks, right? So but yeah, just dropped that. Built by Dreams. Eric and I have been doing music for a while, and I hit him up, and I was just like, "Bro, let's just do another project."
Then how did Joe and Dank come into that?
So Eric had mentioned to me, he's like, "Let's get a feature from Joe," because I'd sent him all the tracks, and we kind of like sat down. Well, we were working on like a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. And I was making tracks, and I was like, all right, we'll do this one for this one for that. And then I sent him this. Originally, he was supposed to be on Trust the Process.
Okay.
But then, we kind of talked about it, and we were like, he'd probably be better on Another Day. So we switched it up, and he just mentioned it. He was just like, let's try to get Joe on a feature. And then the Dank feature, it just kind of happened. I think they both came through to my crib before we like went out one night, and I was making that beat, and I was already gonna get Eric on it, and I was just like,
"You're already here."
Yeah, I was like, "Dang, you want to hop on this?" And sure enough, like, it just kind of happened like that. It just, it wasn't really anything like too complicated or anything like that. So
that's one of my favorite Dank verses.
Bro, he fucking killed that shit.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and he wrote that right there.
Yeah.
So he wrote it while like I was trying to make the beat and like arrange it and stuff like that. So it was super organic, man. And that's the best though. Yeah, I loved how it all came out, man. And we're actually dropping a video for it here pretty soon. I got my cousin working on it. He happened to be in town from California, and he does great work, man. He's doing a lot of cool stuff out there in Cali for a lot of artists. But he happened to come visit, and he's like, I want to do a video for you. I was like, I bet, bro. You know, I'm working on this project right now. I think, you know, this would be a good song for it. And yeah, he came by and we shot the video. So yeah, he sent me a draft today, and it's looking pretty sharp. It's looking pretty sharp. So shout out to my cousin Christian, shot by Briss. Y'all check his work out, man.
Nice. Okay, so 808 Saints.
Mm-hmm.
That's you and what's the other dude's name? I started listening to some of that because I was like, that's why I was like, I want to know all the things you're involved in, and that's why I was like, hold on, this is a whole other thing that I didn't even know about.
Bro, it's like completely different. Like you will get a different side of like production and stuff, like a whole different sound. So that's my homie Lottie. We met back in like 2018, right around the same time that I like met Eric. But yeah, we met in 2018. I met him through a coworker of mine, and they had mentioned to me like, hey, I know this rapper that is doing like this. He was doing some like 50-day challenge where, excuse me, he would rap some kind of verse or do some, you know, whatever skit on Instagram for 50 days straight. And they're like, yeah, you should check him out. So I checked him out. I was like, oh, this dude's dope. But they're like, but he's in Nepal right now. So he was, I don't know what he was teaching over there.
Okay. So
he was teaching over there, and then he ended up coming back stateside, and I hit him up. I was like, hey man, Libby, our homegirl, was like, she said I should check your workout. I think you're dope. I was like, let's try to work together, right? Because that was at the time when I didn't know anybody when I moved out to Fort Worth. So he was like technically the first person I met that I started doing music with.
Yeah.
And we hit it off. We made a couple demos. We made like an EP of like 10 tracks where I would cook up whatever beat in like 15 minutes. Like we would actually set a timer, 15-minute timer, and I would just like dish out a track real quick. And I think that's on SoundCloud. But anyways, we ended up doing more and more work together. We decided to form a duo, call it 808 Saints, and then we dropped our first album. Then we dropped our second album, which just dropped like on the 27th of October. So, yeah. But yeah, totally different sound, man. But Lottie's dope. He's a really great artist. Really good on the guitar.
Yeah.
Really good at rapping. He can sing. He can play drums. Like that fool can do it all.
And y'all have the show New Year's Eve?
Yes. So we're gonna be at the Hudson House out in Grand Prairie, New Year's Eve. Hit me up for tickets if you want one. If you ain't doing anything, you get a glass of champagne with the ticket, you know, for the countdown. And yeah, we'll be doing it big over there. So.
Yeah. All right. So you're in the production. Are you a production company yet? Do you have a name for the label?
So I actually do have my DBA.
Okay.
So, but it's under Session Music Productions right now.
Okay.
So I got my website and everything, and I don't know if I want to do a label or anything like that, or develop any kind of artist. I'm still trying to figure out like what direction I want to take, like my music career in, you know, because man, I got like a giant library of beats, bro. Like I've been doing this since like 2015. So I've been making
8 years, or well, almost 8 years now.
Yeah, bro, I've been making beats for like 8 years. And like it wasn't until like I moved out here to Fort Worth where I was just like, you know what, I want to like actually like do something with this. Like those first few years you're kind of learning, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started making beats. I was just like, cuz I wanted to be a DJ. Okay. When I first started making music, like that's what I wanted to do. DJ, do the shows, go out there and fist bump and shit, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And but then I kind of like lost sight of that when I was like, man, I'm not really getting any shows or whatever. Like I really wasn't like making the progress that I had liked.
I think a lot of that comes as a DJ from residency somewhere. Like when you get in with someone and you're like, every Wednesday and Thursday you're gonna be here, And then I think that's how you build notoriety as a DJ.
It's funny that you mentioned that, bro, because I actually came across a TikTok that said from a DJ. He's like, the number one piece of advice that I can offer any like DJs that are starting out is find you a residency.
Yeah.
So
like there's DJs. Have you been to man, what's the name of that? It's the one on Mac that they put a new hotel, the Dryce Hotel. It's kind of by Dickies, the Dickies Arena, and like but there's the Dryce Hotel, and they kind of have like a little bar set up in there. I haven't been there, but I know there's like two DJs that have residencies there. Really? And they're just there like every Thursday or every Saturday, or at least two Saturdays a month. And it was just like, and then when I thought about that, it's like that's the only, like I had a buddy in high school, DJ Lean, and he was like one of the only DJs that worked at the sketchy club called Chrome back in the day.
Chrome, okay.
And like everybody knew him as DJ Lean, and I was like, "Oh, you mean Diamond?" And I was like, "They were like, you mean DJ Lean?" I was like, "No, you mean Diamond." Like, and I used to go to church with him and stuff, and I mean, literally, we just started following each other on Instagram after like not talking to that dude in like 8 years.
Damn,
it feels like maybe shorter, but it feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so that's 808 Saints. So you run your merch off your website?
I do.
Okay.
I do, and everything's handmade. I take pride in like all my work that I do, and like that's just a thing that I've been doing since high school. Even in high school, man, I was trying to make my own clothing brand. Like me and two homies were trying to do like a skate brand, because I was like over there skating and shit in high school and all that, you know. And but I'm just a creator, man. I'm an artist. I like to just create things. So music and like, I guess you can say fashion, whatever. Even though my shit's kind of simple.
Hey, sometimes, like they say, like okay, so we talk about music influences and stuff, and we haven't really touched on that. But like my son, he's real big into ASAP Rocky.
Bro, I love ASAP Rocky. And he's good.
And people call him like, oh, he's this fashion forward person, and
I do like a sense of fashion.
I do too. But it isn't always this so fashion forward idea. Like when he did his Amazon Live thing the other night after one of the games, he had like Timberlands on.
I missed that, bro, but I knew he was
he had a camo jacket, and jeans, and he had I think he had a T-shirt that he tied around like a do-rag and says "Don't be dumb." And
I guess it just comes down to like how you kind of present it.
Dude,
like
I love his vans because he made those mule vans. I bought them for my son.
Nice.
And they're white with flames on the side and no back on the van. It looks like a slip-on van with no heel.
Oh shoot! Okay.
And it was like, I was like, how are y'all saying he's so fashion forward? These are just vans without the back.
Right.
And they showed him wearing them, and he's like in a white T-shirt and jean shorts. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, but I guess he's just doing stuff that other people aren't doing.
Right.
And that's why. And then like another dude, I was out of like rap music for a long time. I was into like metalcore. I was into some R&B stuff. I was into just alternative rock. And then when he kind of got back into rap, I was like, okay, I can go back. And he would start talking. I was like, there's so many Lil Wayne mixtapes that you've never heard.
Bro.
So many Lil Wayne mixtapes that Lil Wayne doesn't remember making.
Right.
And I just told him, and we start talking about music, and then he was like, well, listen to A$AP Rocky. Like, listen to Tyler, the Creator. And then he's like, well, listen to 21 Savage stuff with Drake, but not just the Drake by himself stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him, I was like, Beyonce made that, like, that techno kind of stuff, and then Drake did most of the album like that, and there's nothing wrong with it, because at the same time, as an artist, sometimes you have to branch out and get off of that.
Bro, I like that Honestly Nevermind album, because I'm a huge fan of like house music.
Exactly, and like everybody, it wasn't for everybody. Just like every regular Drake album isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
There's a large group of people that are like, I'm never gonna listen to Her Loss.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't heard the album either.
I listened to the house. I listened to the house album, and it just wasn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Her Loss, it was my thing, but it just so happened to be that way. Like my buddy Kai Woods, I swear to God that he stole like a diary that I don't have, and he makes music off of it.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of like raw toxic relationship stuff, and it was like I've been in all that,
right?
And it resonates with me.
Yeah, you can.
And it
relate.
doesn't always resonate with everyone else, but every album is not for everybody.
I agree, bro.
And
I agree.
Man, I still get down to some Van Halen from back in the day that my mom was like hardcore into. My mom hates Journey. My dad loves Journey. And like there's just some music like that. Like I took my mom and my dad to see Chris Isaac at Billy Bob's one time, and they were like kids in a candy store, like screaming and yelling.
Is that a country artist?
I mean, he's like, what is it, like rockabilly or whatever? Like it's like this. I'm trying to think of anything that he's done that you would probably know, but I can't think of anything right now at all. But it was just no, that was what was the name of that song? It was a song called like "I'll Always Love You," and he gets like these high pitch.
Is it a pretty popular song?
Yeah, from like when my parents were younger.
Oh shoot! Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
I probably would have known that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I took him to see him. Like he's not in his prime anymore at all.
Right.
But taking them for their anniversary, they were just like
they were eating that.
Yeah, and I was just there like, hey Dad, you want to buy me another Budweiser?
You're like, I brought you here. Like, buy me some drinks. Come on.
Yeah. But all right, okay. So we didn't talk about San Antonio to Fort Worth. What happened?
So yeah, I moved down there.
Well, okay, so were you from here originally?
Nah, bro, I'm from California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I grew up in this small town called Carpinteria, which is like 10, 12 miles south of Santa Barbara.
Okay.
I spent like my early childhood there, and then my family moved to Texas. I grew up in Denton.
All right.
Yeah, I spent my whole life there, bro. Denton.
In Denton?
Yeah, I went through all the school system there.
I didn't know the beer you get.
I'm good right now. I'm about to finish it, though.
All right.
I'm
just going to leave it right here.
That's cool, bro. Thank you. So, yeah, elementary, high school. I even went to UNT, graduated from UNT.
When did you graduate from UNT?
2017, bro. It's already been 5 years.
Man, you went to the same college as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hell yeah. Fucking Austin 316.
Dude, that was my favorite wrestler.
So, yeah, did the whole college thing, and then it wasn't until that I finished school that I got my first, I guess, real job or whatever out in North Fort Worth. Moved out of my parents, came out here, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to start making music out here, and it just kind of blew up from there, and then moved to San Antonio and did that for a year.
How was that?
It was cool. Different vibe, bro. Because I went down there and I was like, all right, cool, man. New city. Like, I'm gonna try to make some like connections for music and like just expand my network. But down there, it's Tejano music.
Yeah,
that's it, bro. It's just
Tejano
music, bro. Because like, I mean, you're 2 hours away from Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. So they just love that shit out there, and it was kind of hard. I mean, I met a couple people, but they weren't even from San Antonio. The people that I met, they were from like New Jersey, New York, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what brought y'all down to San Antonio, bro? And but it was cool, man. I did end up meeting my homie Mike out there. He is actually part of a Tejano band with his dad. Like, it's like a family band called Los Aguilares. But we hit it off, and we didn't meet until I was already gonna move back.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, hey, bro, like, I'm moving back, but I would still like to like meet with you, connect, see what we can do. Like, even though I make predominantly like hip hop, rap, and your like Tejano and like rock and stuff like that. I still think that
there's something there.
Yeah, I was like,
there's a genre of music that y'all can fall into.
And sure enough, bro, we actually have a song coming out here, hopefully in the next month, and bro, it's dope.
Yeah,
it's like it's way different than any of the music I put out, bro.
Yeah,
it's almost like
add it to the catalog, man. Like the more diverse you can be and show people the different things you can make, the better.
So that's one of my main goals because like one of my biggest inspirations is Diplo. And that fool makes like literally everything, bro. Yeah. He is very diverse in his production, and like that's what I've always kind of like aimed to be, is like just have a diverse catalog and just be like, look, I can make everything. And I think that's what's gonna make me stand out from everybody else.
Exactly.
Is like, oh, you need a pop beat that kind of sounds like trap or whatever, like hit up Session. Yeah. You need a reggae beat, hit up Session. Because I've made a couple reggae beats. Yeah. And I've made a lot of reggaeton beats. I've made a lot of house beats. Like, I literally just try to make everything, bro. Yeah. And it turns out sounding good, bro. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, bro. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but, you know, I've been impressed sometimes with the shit that I make. But,
I know I love the Instagram reels or videos when you're like, this is what I'm drinking. Let's see what kind of beat I can make. Bro, just the concept of that, it's like, I just feel like if you drink, I feel like if you drink like Coors Light and then you made a country beat or something.
Oh shit! Right, fuck around and make a country beat.
Like just randomly, like this is a genre of this. Like let me get on some Henny and make like some trap music a little bit.
What I really want to try to make, bro, is like a cumbia beat.
Yeah.
Because like when I was a kid, my dad is like heavy into like cumbia, norteñas, and all that, and. Bro, cumbias are just like, they're fun to dance to. Like, I love to dance, bro. I may not look like it, but fuck.
Bro, I'm a terrible dancer, and I always like. Okay, so my baby mama, I always have the joke when there's a cumbia going around. Mm-hmm. I go, why is it always clockwise? And why is it always in a circle?
Bro, I think that's just a Texas thing.
For real?
I never saw that in California.
No, and then my other joke is. Like, we'll be somewhere and someone will put on a cumbia. It's like, there's a tree. We can all walk around it.
This fool.
She would get so mad. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't trying to be, like, fucked up. But right. That's just funny, though.
I think it is just a Texas thing, bro. Because, like...
But, honestly, two-step here, too, is the same way. Usually, it always goes...
That is true.
Yep. Like, and maybe it is just a Texas thing. Maybe I just haven't seen a cumbia in anywhere. Well, dude, I've never left Texas.
What?
I've only been to Oklahoma like 3 times.
Man, it's still leaving Texas, but like there's not much in Oklahoma.
Dude, if you ever go to Oklahoma, Beaver's Bend, Broken Bow, all that area, there's this like hole in the wall dive bar called Chiggers.
Chiggers, damn.
$3 beers. All of the beers, $3.
All of them.
Doesn't matter what it is. They have like craft beers they make there. 8% alcohol, $3.
What?
And then they have a DJ that's there. Sometimes they have a live band. But it looks like a hole in the wall. Like there would only be country music, only two-stepping. And nope. There's like Usher going on. There's like R. Kelly stuff.
That song going.
Like they put everything on because it's like, I mean, the crowd, it's a tourist crowd in that town, in Beaver's Bend and Broken Bow.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
So they kind of just throw everything on, and it's like, oh, man, okay, well, do your thing, guys.
I know, yeah.
And it's not bad. It's just one of those, like, hole-in-the-wall spots, and you'll never find it because it's off, like, this dirt road, and then you go down a turn.
Oh, okay.
But talk to enough locals, and they're like, oh, this is the after-hour spot, bro, let's go.
Where in, like, Oklahoma is, like, Beaver's Bend? Because I've been to OKC.
No, dude, it's on the other side of Oklahoma. Like if you're in Dallas and head north, that's when you would end up there. Because OKC is on this side.
It's like right in the middle, right?
Yeah. Bro, I can't remember how maps work right now. No, but I know it's like to go to Broken Bow or Beaver's Bend, it's like, I want to say it's like 5 hours.
Okay.
But to get to like Windstar, it's like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a quick little drive.
Yeah, it's like
not quick.
It's like across. if you go 35 north, it's like across Oklahoma to get there.
Oh, okay.
So it's better to take the Dallas route.
Okay. Man, never been out of Texas, bro. That's crazy.
Nope, never been. I mean, I went to, my bad. I went to New Orleans.
Oh shit! There you go. Yeah.
I went to New Orleans
a little bit.
And then I went to El Padre, but and I've been like 45 minutes away from New Mexico.
Oh,
but I mean,
there's not really much in New Mexico, bro.
There's not really much where we were at either.
Yeah, cause like so, whenever we first moved here, we would do a lot of traveling back to California, but like we would drive.
Oh.
So my dad, for a little bit when we were still living in California, he was a truck driver. So that fool he loves to drive everywhere. So we would always drive to either California or we would drive to Mexico, and like it was just, I don't want to say it's terrible. I was a kid, so I didn't really mind it. I was entertained or whatever. But yeah, we would have to drive through New Mexico, Arizona, and like the route that we took was I think it was like the 40, rather than taking the 10 that takes you along like the Mexico border. Mm-hmm. We would take the 40. You would go through like Albuquerque, and then when you get to like Arizona, you go through like Flagstaff.
All right, so you've been to Albuquerque. Is there like real like alien museums and all that crazy stuff like they put on movies?
Well,
and
we
TV
would only
shows?
drive through there, man.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't really ever stop. If we did, it'd to be like just to sleep or whatever, you know. So
yeah, because I don't know. So I don't have a Harley right now, but my cousin does,
mm-hmm.
and I'm getting one, probably the next 2 years I'll have it.
Hell yeah!
And we've been talking about doing those runs where we're staying at like those shitty motels,
yeah,
and we're just here for the night and we're out in the morning, and all right, we're just gonna get a bottle of whiskey, go back to the hotel, pass out, wake up in the morning, get breakfast, and then haul ass, like doing like say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then wherever we're at, we gotta drive back now.
Damn.
Just to ride.
Yeah.
And
that'd be rough being hungover and driving a motorcycle. God, man, I can't even imagine that, bro.
Well, and I told him, I was like, maybe we don't go as far as we think we're gonna go.
Right.
Maybe we just get out there and like, nah, this far enough. Let's go back.
Right.
You never know, but it's just the concept in my head of like, cause like we're both big like Supernatural fans, like the TV show.
Yeah.
And Jensen Ackles has a brewery in Dripping Springs, which on a normal day is like a 4-hour drive.
That's here in Texas?
It's here in Texas. It's right outside of Austin.
Okay.
And so I had talked about doing it. I tried to make the run one time, but the traffic and GPS and COVID and setting an appointment, it just didn't pan out. So I ended up at a brewery in Waco.
Okay.
I was like, this is not as far, and there's already beer here, so why not? But yeah, so we've been talking about stuff like that. And like, honestly, dude, I drove to New Orleans.
What is that, like 12 hours?
I want to say it's like 9. Okay. It might be 12 though. I couldn't.
That's a pretty lengthy drive right there,
It is,
bro.
dude.
But I mean,
with comedy on XM radio, it was okay, I guess.
Oh shit, yeah, they say that comedy like keeps you up while you drive.
Yeah, and they only do like the best parts of certain bits.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I wonder what the science is behind that. That's interesting.
I don't know. If I laugh, am I awake? I mean, I guess that. I mean, honestly, it releases some weird endorphin that we don't know about.
Probably, yeah. Because I remember I went to this when I went to Oklahoma. We had I just kind of went along for the ride to try to network and stuff. My homies had some shows out there, and it was Sunday night. They were performing, but they didn't go on till like 11, bro. And I didn't take no time off on Monday. I was like, fuck it, I'll just ride it out. But 30 minutes into the set, I looked at my homie that came with me, and I was just like, let's go, bro. Like I can't do this. It's already late as fuck. We've been up all day. Let's drive back. So he's like, all right, man. I drove here. He's like, you drive back. And I was like, fuck. I don't want to drive back, but I already had agreed to it. So I'm driving. I was fine, and then we got deep into the drive, and I started like
nodding off.
You hear the
I'm good. I'm good.
Shit, but he was passed out in the passenger seat. And I was like, fuck. dog. And I woke him up. I was like, hey, Phil, shout out to Fee. I was like, bro, I'm about to pull over. Like, I'm sorry, but
we fell asleep in the car, bro.
No, I was like, you're gonna have to take over, bro. I was like, you're gonna have to take over, man. He's like, fuck. He's like, all right, bro. So we pulled into this gas station, and he took over. But man, I should have put on some comedy or something, like to try to keep me up. But it was rough.
Dude, like, what's bad for me is like some people are like I used to sleep to metalcore. Like,
sleep to that shit?
Yeah, but I would be like extremely drunk too.
Oh.
So I would have like these vicious zombies screaming at me in my dreams. Like I'd be running and they'd be like, and it's like, but I'd still be asleep.
It's intense as fuck.
I was like, I shouldn't listen to this before I go to bed. But it's just one of those things. Like, it used to help me sleep, and because after you listen to certain kind of music for so long, it's like, and then. Have you ever done it where you fell asleep to a song and you woke up to the same song and the song sounds different?
Bro, I can't, like, it's weird. I cannot fall asleep to music. I just can't.
No?
Because, like, I just want to be jammed out, bro.
What about white noise?
I can do that just because that's what we put my daughter to sleep to.
Okay.
So, we have a little white noise machine, and, actually, I think it puts me to sleep faster than it puts her to sleep.
Hey Alexa, play white noise.
Yeah. As long as it's not too loud, bro. But then, like, if it's too loud, I'm like, turn it down. And then it's, like, too low. And then I'm like, turn it up. And I'm just like, fuck, I can't find, like, the happy medium to, like, fall asleep to. So I just shut that shit off.
That's what my middle son, Oliver, goes, Dad, can we listen to music? I don't want to listen to this. Like, it helps me sleep. He goes, I can't sleep to this. So that's why my oldest son, Troy's Apple Music account has Encanto as his #1 listen.
Oh, shit.
But I could go to sleep to Encanto too, for whatever reason. The family musical.
Whatever works, bro. Whatever works.
I was coughing real bad before you got here. I had to do. Joe told me, man, get some lemon juice and warm water, and I did, and it worked. But I think it's wearing off now. All right, man. So musical influences. What really made you want to get into music, like early on?
My dad, bro. And he's not even a musician. He just loves music.
Yeah.
So he would try to get my sisters into music. He bought, and like now that I look back at it, like it just shows that he didn't really know like what to actually like what kind of instruments to get my sisters whenever he was trying to get them into music, because he bought a full on like organ, because he got them into like piano lessons, but he bought an organ, and then he bought a keyboard, but it was a synthesizer. It was like a legit synthesizer. So he was just buying these random instruments, and like he didn't.
He probably got them on the hookup, man.
I know, right? And we still have both of them. I actually got
awesome.
I got the synthesizer back in my crib, because like I found out that it was a synth, and I was like, Dad, I was like, let me fucking have this. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I got a floppy. It's still a floppy disk, bro. Like. Bro, yeah, like, he had one floppy disk. He's like, I don't know if it works. He's like, but here's this. And I got it at the crib, and I've messed with it. There's some pretty cool sounds on there. But yeah, shout out to my dad, man. He's the one that got me onto the music. Not a musician himself, but he always just loved to listen to music, dance. Like, I got all my influences from him. And, you know, there'd be days on his off days from work, he would, enjoy a couple beers, and he would hop on the organ himself or whatever, and he'd just make up some random shit, and he wouldn't even know what he was doing, but he vibed with it, bro. So, growing up as a kid, I saw that, and, it influenced me a lot. And then, my sisters, they influenced me as well, because they were teens in the 90s. And so they were listening to a lot of like Tupac. They were listening to a lot of R&B shit like 112 and all those other groups and all that, Boys to Men. And I got a lot of R&B influence from that. And So
you got R&B beats right now?
I do, honestly, bro. That's what I've been making lately. R&B and house beats.
I'm trying to push Dank to do that R&B Dank album.
Yeah.
Or at least a project.
Yeah. I got him. I got him.
And man, let's get that R&B Dank going.
Shit, I got him, man. I'll hit him up right now. Yeah. But my family's been my family's just like a big fan of music. Yeah. So
naturally,
yeah, bro. The only one that's not, well, I don't want to say she's not a fan of music, but my mom, like, I've never really like known her to like actually like listen to music. Like, I don't know.
What does she listen to? Like in the car?
I don't know what she's on, bro. Like, well, so she listens to a lot of like prayer and like affirmations.
Okay, well that's a whole other thing.
But she loves Juan Gabriel. That's like her favorite artist, bro. She loves Juan Gabriel. But that's what she would listen to. But I've never really like heard her like listen to like music or anything.
But
like
this
that.
is her jam.
Yeah,
she
like,
doesn't have a jam.
Yeah. It's kind of weird now that I think about it. But yeah. So I listen to a lot of Spanish music too. So like Maná and like what's the name of that band? Los Enanitos Verde. Some shit like that. I don't know. But
I don't know either, man. I'm half white.
Oh, okay.
So my Spanish influence is like when Ricky Martin was in Menudo.
Oh, okay. So my entire family, my immediate family, they're all from Mexico. I was the only one that was born in the States.
Yeah, like my mom was born in Parkland Hospital in Dallas.
Okay.
She spent some time in Georgia when she was younger. But most of my family's from Waco, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Like for my mom's side anyway. My dad's side.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other story.
Mm.
Czechoslovakian, Hungarian, German.
Oh shit, like, European. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
My last name. I never even said my last name on this podcast before. My last name is Cottrell, and it's French for cottage dweller.
College dweller.
Cottage.
Oh, yeah. Cottage.
We was them dudes in cottages.
Okay.
It's first recorded in history when the Vikings invaded Normandy. The Vikings came and kicked in our doors.
Oh damn.
And they probably killed the men, and just took the name.
Yeah. Damn. That's intense. So yeah, they all lived in Mexico before they came over here.
What part of Mexico?
Kinda everywhere. My parents met in Guadalajara. Okay. Both my grandmas stayed on the same block, and that's how my mom met my dad.
All right.
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, that's how they met each other, and till this day, those houses are still there, bro.
Yeah.
And you know they still own them, and anytime I go down there, like I go to both. They're literally like, shit, maybe like a block away from each other.
I thought you were gonna hit a music reference to say they're literally 3 doors down.
Oh shit. But yeah, man. So my dad is the whole reason that I wanted to do this music shit, and it was in like high school, maybe like my sophomore year. I was like, I want to be a music producer. Like, fuck all this other shit.
Yeah.
You know, music is what I want to do. You know, some kind of like creative art.
Yeah.
And I didn't really start like doing any kind of music until I like graduated and I was in college. But yeah, that's when I was just like, yeah, I think I want to do that for a living. And like I was I was contemplating. I was like, should I go to like a technical school where I can learn like production, or should I go to like actual university? And my parents influenced me. They're like, nah. You know, Mexican parents, like, they're like, nah, they want you to get the education and all that shit, and they want you to go to college and shit. And they're like, no, go. Why don't you go to college and be an engineer? Or I was like, first of all, I'm not even good at math, so anything I build, it's gonna be fucked up. Anything that I make is gonna be all fucked. So like, don't put me down as an engineer. Yeah, so they're like, all right, well, why don't you like go to school and just get like a business degree? I was like, all right, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, because a business, that's everything.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, you can't go wrong with a business degree. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'll do business. I ended up going to school for marketing and shit, and
it's useful.
It is.
But it is.
But like looking back now, I really wish that I just stuck to my guns and said, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go to school for music.
Yeah, no,
like a production school or even like an audio engineering, because nowadays everybody's trying to do music.
Everyone is.
And at that time, I didn't know that was gonna be a thing, right? So if I would have gone to school for audio engineering, I could have easily established myself as like an audio sound engineer, and like I can have people come to me and get their shit mixed, and like I can easily make like a stream of income and a career out of it.
So can you do all that right now?
I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn, bro.
I was curious.
Yeah, man. But it's a whole process, bro. Like, you got to train your ears. You got to do a lot of mixing. You got to do a lot of mastering and shit like that. You got to buy the right plugins. You got to really, like, know the science behind it, bro.
Yeah.
There's, like, whatever the kilohertz, whatever hertz or whatever, like, there's a whole art to just mixing and mastering. So it takes time, but I'm trying to learn it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn, because if you don't know, you got to pay someone to do it, bro. And then you got to figure out, all right, now I got to, let's say I want to put out a 7-track project, and they're quoting me at like $500.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to figure out how to come up with $500 to pay this guy.
Yeah.
And that can push back, like, when I want to release the project and all that.
For sure.
So
because you're investing more now.
Yeah. But it's definitely worth it, bro. I definitely recommend, like, if you don't know how to do it and you want to put out like a good quality project, then go ahead and if you got the income for it, pay some.
Give me a Troitman beer.
If you got the income for it, pay for it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm glad I got my full-time job right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It helps me fund, like, all the music shit.
Yeah.
All the music shit. And but yeah, man, I'm trying to learn right now how to do it, and just investing in the right plugins, watching a lot of tutorials. There's a lot of good information on TikTok, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, that's like so like my oldest son, he wants to get into photography and videography and that whole route. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like at the DJ Paul show, the show was great, but we gained a lot of information just from networking and talking with the photographers and the people doing video and everything there.
Yeah.
And one guy was like, he's like, you can buy a $600 camera, and if you know how to work lighting and you know how to work what you're doing, he goes, you can make way better pictures than dudes with $7,000 cameras. He goes, you just have to learn the process. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing he signed up for school. He's going into high school this year, but he's going into their media tech production program or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, this is something you're actually going to benefit from in high school and learn.
Yeah.
And you can turn this into something. And we had one guy told me that night, he was like, dude, I do weddings and sometimes I need a second photographer. He goes, if your kid wants to do it and he's ready, he goes, I'll hand him my Canon, and while I'm going around, he can go around and take pictures too.
Bro, that's dope.
And he goes, everything may not be exactly what it needs to be, but it's basically an unpaid internship where he don't have to have his own camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm all about it.
No, that's dope. Definitely go for that. It's just a process, man.
Oh, damn. What'd you think about this beer, man? Honestly,
it's not bad, bro. I like it.
I couldn't drink a whole 6-pack of these by myself.
No, I couldn't. Probably 2's probably my limit. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
2's my limit. Here we go,
bro. I just completely lost it, bro.
Oh man, the alcohol took over.
Yeah. Shout out to who made this?
Rar and Sons.
Rar and Sons for the Angry Santa Spice London Ale.
The mouthful.
I know.
Good God. That's the longest beer name.
ASPLA. ASP. No. ASS. The ASL Ale.
Oh, you know what we were talking about? That's what we were talking about. That you said that you wish that you would have gone into the music side in college, and then I was talking about my son and him wanting to get into photography and videography and all that.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of that comes with networking, and then like a lot of that stuff, like you said, there's a lot of stuff on TikTok There's a lot of stuff on YouTube now.
Yep.
Like, YouTube is basically, I mean, there's a lot of weird shit on YouTube, but also it's DIY for the normal person. Like, if you're gonna try to do something yourself, go to YouTube first.
Yeah, and like you have to take all that stuff with a grain of salt, because like at least for the music stuff, everybody does their own stuff a certain way. Like, there's no actual right way to do one thing. It's all just like based off of like people's experiences, like what they've experimented with.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like this rather than that. You know what I'm saying? So
like, don't watch one video and think that's the truth.
Exactly.
It's not the gospel.
No, yeah,
just hold
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just take it into consideration, mess with it, experiment it, try it out. If you didn't like it, or if you don't like the results, then watch another video, bro. That explains, you know.
So who do you use to mix and master right now?
I use my homie Chico at a Music and Focus studio. Shout out
Chico the engineer?
Yep.
Okay, that's who Kai would use as well as Luke Charlie. Everybody,
yeah.
Chico's the man.
Chico's the homie, bro. He's actually mixing that project that I was telling you about. That's coming out in January.
That's why I was like, I mean, because I met him a couple times and we linked on Instagram and stuff, and I'm like, but I'm not in music, so it's like, but also, it's pretty much everyone.
Yeah, that's the homie right there, bro. He does really good work. He mixed the whole 808 Saints album.
Okay.
He mixed, I think it was, what project I did with Eric Evans? Not Ocean Drive, but the Late Night Cruise. Okay. He mixed that. So he's done a lot. I've done a lot of work with him. And
who owns that studio?
He does.
He does?
That's him. Yeah, that's all him, bro. Yeah, and man, that's the homie right there. He does really good work. And, you know, like you said, a lot of people go through him.
Just about anyone out of Fort Worth, usually. And then I can't really think, like, that's why I asked, because I was like, I wonder, because you said, well, I don't mix them. I was like, well, who does it? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to, like, branch out to other people who do, like, the engineering and stuff like that. So I actually have a project coming out with Eric and the homie Spencer Lee. Shout out to Spencer. We're gonna go get that mixed by SixPacPod.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we got a little EP in the works. Probably like another 5 to 6, 7 tracks, and we'll put that out sometime next year. And then
that whole Crooked Tooth for SixPacPod thing, I dig it.
Dope, bro. He does
honestly,
a lot of good work, bro.
I've thought about doing the podcast there.
Okay.
Because I talked to him and I was like, what are we talking? And he gave me some prices. I don't want to put anything out there because I mean that's between me and him.
Right.
But he's doing a lot better than some of the other offers that I've had. And I was like, and then I mean I'm all about like putting on local, like I mean I love that, like I love Fort Worth. And I got love for Dallas, but I'm just not going to go out there.
It's a different vibe out there.
It's a different vibe out there for sure. And there's a lot of connections to be made out there.
Yeah.
Because their market is a whole lot different than Fort Worth's market. Their market is a lot more like nationally recognized to some extent.
Just because it's like a
major
city, I guess.
Because Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys, like they have the branding and the names.
Yeah, you don't really have anything like that out here in Fort Worth.
We got a lacrosse team now.
I think I saw a billboard that said like season starts.
We have a lacrosse team now.
Like, what is
that? I mean, I don't know. The only time I ever watched lacrosse is when it was on Teen Wolf, and I used to watch that show. I don't think I've ever
watched a match of lacrosse ever in my entire life.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't watch soccer. Football, as the rest of the world calls it. Football. But I watched that. I watched the World Cup last Sunday, and that shit was lit. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like it was.
Man, I didn't want Argentina to win, bro.
It was so amped up.
I'm salty that they still beat Mexico, so I didn't want them to win. Whatever.
Like honestly, like the only dude that was on the field that I've ever heard of before was Messi.
Messi, yeah.
And I mean, I'm not being a dick. I just don't watch soccer at all.
I mean, I get it, bro, because, like, here in the U.S., bro, the sports that dominate are football, baseball, basketball.
Well,
and then when you go to Europe, there's like one like united sport, and that's soccer. But then you got like cricket, lacrosse, or not lacrosse, but you got cricket, and you got those like weird, like, no, I don't want to say weird. I don't want to offend anybody.
Hey guys, I'll say it. Some of that shit's fucking weird.
But you got those,
dude. Like watching rugby, like with a 20-pound football, and they're like all in this like weird huddle before. It's like
each other up.
It's like, okay, I would be down to try that out.
I actually got a homie that plays rugby here in Dallas.
Like, explain the rules to me and let's do this.
Yeah. So, but they have those like sports that like aren't really like recognized over here.
Yeah.
But then it's the same when you travel over there. Like soccer is the thing over there, but that's not as recognized over here because the MLS, like, no one's really into the MLS. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No
like,
it's just not it's not a thing. I mean, I don't know. Like I know baseball is America's pastime, but have you ever really drank through a baseball game?
Yes. Well, remember, I grew up playing baseball, so like
at the end of a baseball game, if you drink for a whole baseball game, you're fucked up.
You're drunk
because this game goes on. That's why they stopped selling beer at around the 7th inning. They don't keep selling through the second two.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
The last time I went to a Rangers game, they did that. But I mean, that was probably like 2 years ago. Oh, are you a Rangers fan?
Nah.
Who's your baseball team?
I like the Dodgers.
I'm an Oakland A's fan, so.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Moneyball, baby.
Oh, that's a good movie. But they suck.
Whoa.
They're like the stepchild of the California teams. Actually,
they're like the dollar menu at McDonald's.
I don't know. It's between them and the fucking Angels. The Angels fucking suck too.
Well, okay, so I grew up in the east side of Fort Worth.
Okay.
And my dad and my grandfather used to go to a bar called Jack London's, but it was on Oakland Boulevard.
Oh, so it was like an Oakland A's bar?
No, it was just the name Oakland stuck with me and resonated as a child. And then I remember my dad took me to a Rangers game, and it was against the Oakland A's. And he's and I was like...
That makes sense.
And I was like, Dad, can I get a hat? And he's like, yeah. So I walk up there with my Oakland A's hat, put it on the counter, and my dad goes, you can't get that hat. And I was like, why not? He goes, because that's not our team. And I was like, that's my team.
Yeah, no, fuck that. This is my team. That's funny, bro.
And
that's
like,
cool.
I'm not a Cowboys guy anymore. My son.
I was gonna ask you, bro.
My son is named after Troy Aikman.
Okay.
But I gave up because Jerry Jones is an idiot. So if you're gonna give up on your team,
that's not my team, bro. So
I went full dark side. I'm an Eagles fan now.
Okay.
Full dark side. Like, I look better in green than I do in Washington.
Damn, bro, you did a whole switch like that, man.
Full
like
dark side.
The biggest rival in that division.
Yeah.
Damn.
I look better in green than blue or red, though. So, and yeah.
But yeah.
And I ran with it. Like, I was there for the Michael Vick years. I was there for the Nick Foles years. The first go around. The Sam Bradford terrible years. Sam Bradford. I was a big fan of Carson Wentz, and then Big Dick Nick came back and won a Super Bowl. And then I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan.
So how you feel about the game this Saturday?
Now
that Jalen Hurts is like got a sprained shoulder, bro, he may not play.
Whoa, Uncle Rico's gonna step in. Gardner Minshew.
Uncle Rico.
But honestly, this game doesn't really matter that much.
Why?
Because the Eagles only need one more win on the season to clinch the division in a 2-round bye and home field advantage. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to be this game.
True. But you know how Cowboys fans are.
Oh, I know how Cowboys fans are. I used to be one.
I know, I was going to say.
Maybe next year.
If they do win, they're like, oh, Super Bowl bound.
Like, they thought that week one. That got hurt and they lost to Tampa Bay. We're still going to Super Bowl.
Hey, man.
I remember those Super Bowls.
I'm a Cowboys hater. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I like the Raiders. So we beat them last year on Thanksgiving. So like, I got that on them.
And the other thing is, everyone always does play harder against the Cowboys.
Yeah, bro.
The Texans are 1-11-1 right now. And when they played the Cowboys, they were 1-10 and whatever it
Bro,
was.
I think they're 1-13 because they lost to Kansas City,
and they almost beat the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. But they just got beat by the Jaguars, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're pretty good at disappointing their fans, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
This is good. This is funny. Someone's gonna get pissed off for sure.
Good. Tell them to come talk to me.
Yeah, I'm making pozole Friday night, and it'll be ready for the game.
Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna come grab me a bowl.
Come grab one, man. I'm sure there's gonna be.
You make it with chicken
way
or pork?
More both.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh.
And beer.
Beer?
I don't use chicken broth.
Use beer.
I use beer and the chicken little cubes to make it's a beer chicken broth.
The North seasoning, that's the little cubes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But usually it's just like the little round container.
Right. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What's it taste like? More.
Right.
And by taste. But I use beer because beer just has more flavor. And it soaks into the meat a little bit better. And like I will never make pozole and eat it the same day. Like
really?
It's a next day meal for me. Like I'll slow cook a lot of it overnight so everything can kind of take the flavor of everything.
Just kind of like marinating it and shit. Okay.
Yep. It's on low on the stove all night. And it'll be ready the next day, and then you bite into the meat and there's no tough spots. It just kind of falls apart in your mouth.
That's
and
perfect.
That's the way I watch some lady do it on YouTube. So
YouTube University, bro.
Yes, so many things you can learn from YouTube.
So many. Shout out to YouTube.
This podcast is on YouTube.
There you go.
But yeah, anything else you want to touch on, man? We went through projects, but you got a show coming up.
Yep.
New Year's Eve.
Be safe on New Year's Eve. That's all I
For sure.
There's a lot of crazy shit happening out there.
If you're out and about, Uber,
please, we don't need any more
Uber. And if you're at the house, drink a beer for me.
Yeah, right. Don't let your friends let you drive or anything like that.
Yeah,
man,
do not.
Them feds are out that night for sure, and it's no refusal.
No refusal.
So be safe out there, man. But nah, man, I think we pretty much covered it. Unless you got some other questions for me, bro.
Oh, what's your perfect Sunday?
Perfect Sunday. Watching football all day.
Nah, that works for me, man.
Yeah, man. No, these past couple of years, I've gotten into like fantasy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Sunday is like technically like my rest day, cause Monday through Saturday, working, making beats, taking care of the family, taking care of the dogs. Like I'm just being like a family man, trying to take care of my shit. But Sunday is like, is my day to just relax,
decompress,
watch football, make some food, and
Ooh, what's your favorite dish to cook?
To cook, shoot, I don't know, but I like to grill. I like to grill a lot.
Oh, for sure.
So I like making burgers. I'll make hot dogs, but I'll wrap the bacon around it. And shit. Like, I like making jalapeno poppers and like queso and all that. Recently I learned how to make ribs on like a charcoal grill and shit like that, and it's come out really good, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying different things, man. I like to grill. I want to make kebabs one day.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to learn to make birria.
What?
Birria.
Oh, okay. Birria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I said it wrong. It's fine, bro. I'm half white. No, for real though. Like, I want to learn how to make it. Like, I mean, I've watched a bunch of videos, but I just never like buckled down. I don't have a Dutch oven, and that's how.
My bad. That just means you being fucking childish.
That's how the guy Cooking with Fire on Instagram does it.
Yeah.
And that shit looks bomb when he makes it.
So like birria is like and shit, right? It's like it's not like cow or anything.
What the fuck is it?
like original birria is made out of goat meat.
Oh, okay, I'm cool with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's good as fuck. But
I seen a dude smoke a goat in the ground.
fuck.
He dug a hole.
Yeah.
He made the ground into a Dutch oven.
So,
And it was super greasy and delicious.
bro, birria is so good. It's so good. So one time I went to family friend's place, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna make birria. I was like, oh, bet, cool. Like, where y'all gonna get the meat? We're like, we got to go right there.
Yes,
I was like,
bro.
what the
That's
fuck?
the party I want to
like,
go to.
oh, what?
Yes.
So, yeah, we got to go
What's
right
that
there.
goat's name? Not anymore. He's a lunch.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna, do our thing with the goat and prep it and shit. I was like, oh, fuck, man. I was like, I don't need to be here.
How did they do that, bro? Did you watch it?
I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know the logistics behind it.
I'm just like, did they just like slit his throat, or did they
I don't
like
know the logistics behind it, but
shoot
all
him
I
between the
know
eyes?
is the end result was
delicious?
phenomenal.
I'm not mad about it. My mom, when she was younger, they had a pet pig, and they would like paint the pig's toenails. It was house trained, and then one day the pig was gone, and everyone was eating pork chops.
Oh,
And-
man.
And everyone's like, "Whoa, what happened to our pig? Oh, it's gone.
It ran away.
It ran away. How do you like your pork chop?"
Damn. But yeah.
All right, so your perfect Sunday is football. You like throwing down on the grill.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me think. Okay, so you went through craft beers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you find? What was your craft beer that you were just gravitated towards when you were finally?
Nothing really, bro.
Nothing?
Nothing that really stuck. Actually, up until recently, like I've seen you drink it, the Voodoo Rangers.
Bro, I got a jacket from them that I won on Instagram, a bomber.
That's sick, bro.
And when I wear it out, like, where'd you get that jacket from? I was like, I won it on Instagram. How? I posted a bunch of Voodoo Ranger shit. And like even last night, I was drinking Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah. So whenever I first moved to San Antonio, I got family that lives down there. My cousins, and my tia and my uncle. I moved down there, and my youngest cousin, he plays the guitar. That motherfucker is cold at the guitar, bro. Shout out to Eric, man. And he would come over, bro, and we would go to the gas station that was down the street. We'd get the tall boys of the Voodoo Rangers, and we would make some killer ass songs, bro. That, and like I got them on my I would go on live, and like I got a bunch of the sessions that we did on my Instagram. And that fool would just go crazy on the guitar, and I'd be doing my thing on the beats, and like we'd have a whole ass session, and man, we made some really good music.
Voodoo
bro.
Ranger vibes. Oh.
Voodoo Ranger vibes,
Damn.
man. I'm telling you, bro. They were like what, $2-3 a piece. We'd get like 4 of them, so we can have 2 a piece. And
Dude, that dream. What is it? The dream? Not. I don't remember what it is. The Juice Force, the orange can they have right now.
I haven't tried that one.
It's 9%.
Oof.
And
I'm gonna have to get one of those.
It is literally my favorite. And like I swear to God, like there's that one, and then there's one you can buy a 12-pack at Walmart. That's like the variety pack, and they have one that's called the experimental, and it's 6.6%. And my cousin always amps out about like 666 and demonic shit. And
Oh yeah.
whatever. And RAR has a beer, the Hazy DC IPA, and it's 6.66 ABV. And I always like, I got this one for Vincent because he loves the ABV. But yeah, like me and my cousin, we used to drink. We were like hardcore, like Bud Light dudes.
Bud Light.
Yeah, shit beer. In high school, that's what I drank, and then that's what he used to drink, and then we started venturing off, and like I've never found anything that makes me happier than a hazy IPA. Like I want to pour it in a glass, and I don't want to see through the glass.
Oh,
I just want that to look like there's a little bit of orange juice in there with beer, but there's none. All right, so tequila, not so much right now. Been on some vodka. What's your cocktail of choice if we walk into a bar?
Cocktail of choice, cranberry vodka.
Cranberry vodka.
That shit.
Lime, no lime, tall, double shot, single shot.
I'll do a lime in there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually I'll go for the double fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Double
mad about
cranberry vodka, or I'll do vodka Sprite. But sometimes they put too much Sprite in there, bro. And like,
it's too sweet.
Yeah, it's too sweet and it tastes like shit.
Oh, bro, you been to the Rabbit Hole?
No, I haven't.
We need to go.
All right, let's go.
They got some mixed drinks up there.
Let's go. And, my boss put me onto this drink called the Chilton.
The Chilton?
So it's like vodka and like club soda and like fresh squeezed like lemon juice or fresh squeezed lemon. And he's just like, bro, he's like, they don't taste like anything. He's like, it'll fuck you up though.
Also, guy, I don't want those because I need to know. I need to know how drunk I am.
Yeah, I know, right? You need to gauge it. You're like, I don't know. You're like 5 of them deep and you don't feel anything. For the Lulapalooza show, they had a special drink that you got with your entrance, and it was the Vandross. And it was Texas whiskey or TX whiskey, and no one can ever tell me what else was in it. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it was delicious. And there was like half an orange slice in there. Yeah, but
it was so good.
You gotta watch out for those drinks that just like taste too good.
Too good.
You're just like, oh man, hold on.
Yes.
I can drink like 30 of these.
That's a problem. Yeah, I used to have my cheap nights, kill a 30-pack of Keystone. Ooh.
Bro, I had one of those nights not too long ago with one of my homies. He's been on the Busch lattes.
Have you ever had a redneck mimosa?
Nah.
The cheapest beer you can find, half and half with orange juice. Not like a mimosa, like champagne.
That does not sound appetizing.
You don't think it does, but when it hits your lips, you're like, all right, maybe I'm a little bit redneck.
But yeah, man, he came over one night. We watched because he went to Texas Tech, so the Tech game was on, and I was like, come over, bro. Like, I'll put it on for you. Like, we'll just chill, drink. He's like, all right. I'm gonna bring a 30 rack of Busch Lights. I was like, nah, bro, don't bring those. I was like, I don't want any part of that, bro. That shit, that
just buy you a 12-pack of something you like. I'll be okay.
I was like, that sounds gross. But he's like, nah, bro, we'll be straight. So I drank like maybe 3 or 4, and he drank the rest. And
I've been that guy.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration. I helped out with the first one, but we ended up getting 2 30-packs, bro. Like,
we need to be careful drinking together. Clearly.
And I was like, bro, you drank most of those, and like I had a bunch of beers left over in my fridge, and like it took me the longest time to finish the Busch Light. I just couldn't stomach them, bro. I was like, nah, man, this ain't it right here. But
well, like okay, so like these 8s, these aren't my favorite. But the day before Thanksgiving was $3 for a 12-pack at Winco.
What?
I bought 9 12-packs.
I don't blame you, bro.
And the thing is, like, once you start out with like that raw beer,
yeah, and
you've been sipping on those, and then like you got a cookout roll in, or you got family over for the holidays or whatever, then you're like, yeah, I can't keep drinking like those ale beers. I'm gonna be fucked pretty soon.
Right.
So then you're like, oh, this is only 4%. Oh, I can drink these like water the rest of the night.
Right.
The next day you feel terrible, but you feel better than you would have if you kept drinking the heavy shit.
Like, yeah. No, I agree.
Alright, that bucket's getting kind of full. Alright, I think we're going to wrap this up. Okay, so New Year's Eve
at the Hudson House, 808 Saints. I'll be on the 1s and 2s, you know, over here practicing my scratching skills, so you might hear some and
that was priceless.
And yeah, you'll hear the homie Lottie doing his rap shit and his guitar shit.
Next project, I got this song. I don't know, it's an ID. I don't know what the name of the song is gonna be yet, but it's gonna come out in January. I got this other song coming out with my homie Preach. He does spoken word. That sounds cool.
Some poetry, and it's gonna be dope. You know, stay tuned for a lot of house music coming through for me.
Music video.
Got the music video for Ain't No Thing coming out. So yeah, man, I got a lot of shit coming out.
Staying busy in the streets.
Yeah, I'm staying busy. 2023 is gonna be lit. There's gonna be a lot of music put out by me, and only me. And it's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be a lot of different shit. So y'all stay tuned. Please tap in. Follow me at session_music. That's SESHUN. Tap in, man. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you use, I'm there.
I think I need to get a TikTok. Damn it. All right, talk shit in the comments.